Flex your business with an American Express Business Gold Card. You'll earn 4 times membership rewards points on your top 2 eligible spending categories, like transit and electronics, each month, on up to $150K in combined purchases per year. Plus, you can now earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at AmericanExpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold, built for business by American Express.
Last week was our first playoff game, and my plaque psoriasis was so itchy under all my gear. Sometimes just thinking about scratching could take me out of the moment. And then my doctor told me I could get clearer skin with a pill called Otezla.
Otezla apremilast is a prescription medicine used to treat adult patients with plaque psoriasis for whom phototherapy or systemic therapy is appropriate. Otezla can help you get clearer skin after just 4 months.
Okay, ready for the next game. Talking to my doctor about a pill was a total game changer.
Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Call 1-844-4-OTEZLA or visit Otezla.com for prescribing info about cost, and more.
So good, so good, so good.
Get ready, because Clear the Rack is on at your Nordstrom Rack store. Now through Monday, find incredible deals on wear now styles. On sale for even less at Nordstrom Rack. Take an extra 25% off red tag clearance throughout the store from brands like Adidas, Marc Jacobs, Steve Madden, and more. All sales final. The best stuff goes fast. So shop this sale at Nordstrom Rack today. Please see NordstromRack.com or ask a store associate for details.
This is a message from sponsor Intuit TurboTax. Taxes was getting frustrated by your forms. Now, Taxes is uploading your forms with a snap, and a TurboTax expert will do your taxes for you. One who's backed by the latest tech, which cross-checks millions of data points for absolute accuracy, all of which makes it easy for you to get the most money back, guaranteed. Get an expert now at TurboTax.com. Only available with TurboTax Live Full Service. See guaranteed details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations.
Drink it in, man.
Welcome, Kool-Aid listeners, to another edition of the Detroit Koolaid Cast Kool-Aid Packet. Woo! You know how it is. We are serving that delicious Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid to you 3 times a week, people. You get the flagship show on Wednesdays. You get the Kool-Aid packets on Mondays and Fridays. You know what it is. But before I start serving that delicious blue Kool-Aid, the Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to serve up some of that Maize and Blue Kool-Aid for the Michigan Wolverines, headed to the Sweet 16 and taking on those Auburn Tigers. If you are enjoying some NCAA basketball, I am right there with you. Huge come-from-behind wins against UC San Diego and Texas A&M after the attempted screw job by the NCAA giving the Michigan Wolverines the dreaded 5 seed. I know their plan. Can we all just admit now that the NCAA is so butthurt about all this Michigan stuff that they're going to try to screw them in any way, shape, or form, whatever sport it is, it doesn't matter. They're going to try to take it to the Wolverines, and the Wolverines are just going to go, We see your plan, and we pity the fool who tries to punish us. Because you know what? These Wolverines are basically like Dan freaking Campbell. They don't give a crap. Okay? They don't give a crap. And if Oakley was here, he would drop the sound bit. He would do the drop for you. But just like Dan freaking Campbell, these Wolverines are going to battle through. They don't give a crap about what the NCAA wants to do to them. They're just going to keep on rolling. They don't care what time they got to play. They don't care what coast they got to play on. They don't care about the time zone. All they're going to do is just keep rolling, winning the Big Ten tournament, and rolling into the Sweet 16. in the NCAA basketball tournament. So let's keep rolling. Go Blue. All right, people. Now on to some of that content that you really want, that Honolulu Blue Lions Kool-Aid. And we got a little bit of news and notes here dropping earlier this week. The Lions have signed, I think this guy might be Derek Oakley's favorite named player, Rock Ya-Sin. And Avante Maddox earlier in the week, just adding more secondary depth. Again, just kind of adding to that speculation that we've had all along that they're happy with the secondary. They're expecting some big second-year improvements from TA and from Ennis the Menace, and adding in that DJ Reed. And of course, you know, they've got Amik. And so I think they're really happy with the depth that they've got, with the starters that they've got lined up. Maybe look to add a pick here later in the draft, but man, they're really adding some great depth there in the secondary position. So I think that they're happy with that, adding a couple of names here and there, some local Detroit flavor in that secondary, which is just great. So yeah, again, happy to see that Brad Holmes is doing his thing and adding his depth. But of course, people, we know that you know what's going on with the Lions, and we know that you're here to talk about the NFL draft. And again, if Oakley was here, he'd be playing the music in the background. I'm running solo today on this packet. But look, the NFL draft is like a month away, less than a month away. And today, I want to continue what we started a few weeks ago. I want to dive into some position, into a specific position, and not even a specific position. I'm really going to drill down into a specific type of position that our Lions might be exploring in the later rounds, and that's the wide receiver position. And specifically, you know how I love me some big, freak, nasty athletes to play that X wide receiver position. So today, I'm going to dive into some weapons that might be added from my boy JG16 and the hashtag golf train. I'm talking wide receivers, 6'3" or taller, big, nasty freaks that have done some damage in college that the Lions might be looking at here in the NFL draft here in April in 2025. And the first name on my list...
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Hi, this is Debbie, your Blinds.com design consultant.
Oh, wow. A real person.
Yep, I am here to help you with everything, from selecting the perfect window treatments
Well, I've got a complicated project.
Oh, not a problem. I can even schedule a professional measure and install. We can also send you samples, fast and free.
I just might have to do more.
Oh, okay.
So the first room we're looking at is for guests.
Shop Blinds.com now and save up to 40% site-wide. Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
And I know people are going to come up, but Choppy, there's no way the Lions are going to get this guy. He's projected to be in the top 5. I know that, people, but this dude, McMillan from Arizona, 6'5", is one of my favorite receivers in this draft. I love it. Top 10 talent. Of course, if he was going to be there, if he was going to be on the Lions radar, it's going to require a trade up, which we know Brad, always open for business Holmes, is never afraid to do. This dude rocked out. He's the projected number 1 wide receiver pick in the draft. Probably top 10 talent. He had a PFF score of 84 in 2024, 84 receptions, 1,319 yards, and 8 tugs coming out of Arizona. And listen, this guy has everything. He's an athlete. He's a smooth route runner. He's lengthy, high football IQ. There is nothing to not like about McMillan's draft tangibles. Man, it would be a miracle if, say, they could somehow get this guy in the Lions uniform, but I would be all for it. If Brad was ready to make a trade to move up in the draft, yes, I know, people, we have bigger needs than wide receiver, but we're focusing on these guys today. But man, I would love to see this guy in the Honolulu Blue come April 2025, excuse me. Man, I'm getting my days mixed up here. Second name on my list, Iowa State boy, Jaden Higgins, 6'4". He is projected to go in the second round, so somebody the Lions could definitely look at 60. More of a possession receiver than an X guy, but he's got the ability to run some diverse routes. He's got some awesome running ability, good footwork. I love his agility to go along with the size. He's pretty agile for a dude that's 6'4". Fun to watch on tape. Definitely a guy that's on my radar for the Lions at 60. Again, 2024 stats coming out of Iowa State. 87 receptions, 1,183 yards, 9 tugs, and a PFF score of 90. So he absolutely balled out at Iowa. Great talent. Again, this is another guy I'm looking for in that second round with that pick 60 if he is there. Next guy on the list, and I know I'm going rapid fire here, but that's what we got to do because it's a Kool-Aid packet, right? I don't have time to give you all the intangibles, to give you his combine numbers, to give you all these things that he did here, did there. I'm just going to dive right into it, and the next one is from Ole Miss. And Okray, it's called Ole Miss, not old. There's an E at the end there, so it's Ole Miss to take a jab there from our previous conversation. Trey Harris, 6'3", just another 210-pound. I think this guy is a great wide receiver 3 type. He would match up really, really well. He's projected to be a third rounder. Has a lot of experience catching deep passes. And I know people, we've got hashtag JMOFast, but this dude is legit. I like his appeal. I think you line him up with JMO and Amon-Ra, and you just let him cook. The other thing I love about this guy too is he loves to block. He loves to lay the lumber. Don't tell me that this is not a Dan freaking Campbell kind of guy when he loves to lay the lumber out in the run game as well. So an 89 PFF score, 60 receptions, 1,030 yards, 7 tugs coming out of Ole Miss. I like this player a lot. I think that he has some good separation rates as well. This is a dude that I am really eyeing up there later in the draft. If he is available, love to pair him up with that trio of wide receivers that we've got. Next name on the list, coming out of TCU, that is Williams. Savion Williams, 6'5". Ridiculous, 225 pounds. And again, this isn't a guy that's going to wow you with his intangibles, but a 78 PFF score, 60 receptions, 611 yards, 6 tugs, very versatile wide receiver. And the thing I like, again, versatile is the name with this guy, okay? He started out as a returner. He's able to actually play a little bit in the backfield, so I like the versatility. You can play some trickery out there. The dude is, he's got measurables for days, just a total beast. Very, very high catch rate, strong hands, awesome in traffic, which I kind of like. I like his ability to make contested catches. So again, he's dangerous after the catch as well. So a lot of versatility with this guy, with Savion Williams out of TCU. Again, another weapon from my boy Jared Goff and the hashtag Goff train to line up. Again, though that 6'5" frame, man, just really, really is appealing to me. Projected to be a late third round pick. So the Lions could definitely be eyeing him up with one of their picks there in the third round. Next name on my list, and this guy just absolutely destroyed the stats this year, though it may have been against some inferior talent, but Nick Nash, 6'3", out of San Jose State. Again, I know the evaluators will say, well, he's playing for San Jose State. What has he really done against real talent? But man, when you have a guy that has 104 receptions, 1,382 yards, and 16 touchdowns, people. You gotta take a look at him. He had a PFF score of 85, and this dude is a multi-sport athlete. Former quarterback, led the country in receptions and tugs, super productive 2024. I know he plays a lot out of the slot quite a bit, but he's absolutely got quick and controlled feet. Obviously, you know, lesser competition there, but this to me is a very intriguing guy. Again, you know, I've seen everything from, you know, this is another kid where you don't know where he's going to go. I've seen 4th round, I've seen 5th round, but is this a dude that Brad, always open for business Holmes, would take a look at with that college production? You know how I love the stats. And I'm sure Oakley would come up and say, well, I saw a clip this time where he stood at the podium and, you know, he didn't really have a whole lot to say, but, you know, TBD if you ask me, but I hope he plays well. I like this kid a lot. I'm going to counter with my stats like I like to do. And I think this guy would look absolutely delicious in that Honolulu blue Kool-Aid jersey with the Lions. Last name on my list, and this is a bit of an intriguing guy for me because he was coming off of an injury and did not play a whole lot in 2024, and that is Torrey Horton out of Colorado State. Projected 4th rounder. He had a score of PFF score of 82, 25 receptions, only 1 touchdown, but again, very shortened season with that injury. But the thing I love about this guy, and the thing that stands out to me and why I wanted to end the packet with this guy is this dude is just an absolute Dan freaking Campbell kind of guy. All right, competitive is what everybody will tell you. He's a possession wide receiver. He's got legit hands. He has some crazy contested catches. Go watch the film on Torrey Horton. You will absolutely love what you see out of him, and his catch percentage numbers are just insane. Very, very physical. He's one of those guys who he just like loves to, he looks like he loves to hit. He's got that grit. He's got that blocking game, physical, nasty, and you know what he makes up for in lack of explosion, he absolutely makes up for in grit and aggression. So I think this is a dude that the Lions would absolutely love to have in their room. Add him to the arsenal of weapons that we've got. Of course, you've got the hashtag golf train. You've also got all the weapons with Amon-Ra, with JMO. Don't forget about our weapons. And I'm going to use my nicknames for him. You got Ja, okay, Jahmyr Gibbs. And then you've got D-Money. And we can't forget to feed the Laporta supporters. With all these weapons on the offense, you know, wide receiver is a position that I'm still looking at. I'm not overlooking it. I'm not saying we don't need it because, you know, we've got Tim Patrick back in the fold on a 1-year deal, aging. That wide receiver 3 spot is open for the taking. Folks, I want to ask you, tweet the show and let us know. Reply back. Hey, what wide receivers, whether they're big nasty freaks like I just broke down, or what other kind of wide receivers are on your radar for the Lions? You know, I'm curious to hear. We want to make the show interactive. We appreciate you, how does Oakley say it? Listening to the show, sharing the show, retweeting the show. But I'd like to see some replies to the show here. Tell me what wide receiver is on your radar for our Lions in the 2025 draft. It's only a few weeks away, people, and it's going to be in Green Bay. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with the cheddar heads. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with the nasty green, that puke green that everybody sees. But hey, our Lions are ready to go into the draft and just do what we do. Draft starters, draft future Pro Bowlers, draft guys that we are going to extend and keep on this roster for years and years and years. I can't wait for it. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. What else can I say but woo! Hashtag choppy likey.
Cornbread! Cornbread!